In this video, Jessica Biel exposes the truth about what it takes to get movie star lean. She discusses her training, her nutrition. I'm gonna let this clip of her play so you can hear it in full. It's pretty quick, and then I'm gonna give my 2 cents on it once it's over. Let's get into it.
When you do a big action film like that, presumably you have to show up looking all buff and toned.
Well, yes, you do, but you spend months and months and months training with, crazy martial arts instructors, and you're on crazy diets, and it's the hardest experience. It really is, because you're eating a lot of boring stuff.
Oh.
Chicken breasts and vegetables all the time.
Yeah.
But it's cakes and pastas and breads and sandwiches and croissants, and it's just like all the time. That's all you can think about.
Do you ever crack?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Once a week at least. But you don't crack just slightly. You crack bad. I was with my girlfriends. We were out in New York City for a night. It was the cheat day. I saw Dunkin' Donuts. It was just one of those weird, I said, pull over right now. We pulled over, we were all decked out. We ran in, I got 24 donuts. Went to a pizza joint, we got 2 giant large pizzas, and I sat in that car and I put as much bread and dough in my mouth as I could possibly manage. It was the best moment.
I honestly didn't think I could find you more attractive.
There's a lot that happens in this short clip. There are 2 main things I want to discuss with you. The first thing is, just at the very beginning, she was saying how unbelievably difficult it is for her to get that movie star physique, training all the time, how restrictive she has to be with her nutrition. And she goes over the top to really say, like, it is unbelievably hard, which I think is super important for all of us to be aware of. And I think logically we know that, but when you look at someone on the movie screen or on Instagram or TikTok, and you just look at their physique and you're like, oh, well, why don't I look like that? Well, number one, you're not them. You don't have their genetics. That's number one. Number 2 is, in order to look like that, it has to take an unbelievable amount of effort that, quite frankly, and as she alludes to here, isn't sustainable. It's not something that you can look like all the time, all year round. There might be a few people who can do that year round, but then you have to ask, what does the balance in their life look like? Are they able to go out with their friends and their family and enjoy themselves? Are they able to actually have a balanced life, or is everything focused around just looking like that? And when you've got $1 million contract to look like that for a movie, it's very easy to justify, I'm going to sacrifice everything else just to look like this so I can get this payday and look like I need to look to be this role in the movie. But you don't look like that year round. And also keep in mind, obviously she looks amazing here in this clip as well, and she's not starring in this movie right now, but also when you're in the public eye, there's a huge amount of pressure to look a certain way, especially for women. You also have to keep that in mind, that when your paycheck and when your public perception is really built around how people look at you and you have millions of eyes on you at all time, you don't know what their life is actually like and how balanced they are or aren't. So I love how she's being so candid here and bringing awareness to how difficult this really is. The second thing I want to bring up, it's actually very unfortunate. I don't think Jessica Biel meant to do this, and I don't think anyone in the audience or on the panel meant to do this. When she's talking about going to Dunkin' Donuts and getting 24 donuts and 2 large pizzas and shoving as much bread and dough as she can into her mouth, what she's describing is a binge, which is disordered eating behavior. This is not healthy. Not only did she describe it almost in a comical way, everyone took it in a comical way. So much so to the point that at the end of it, the guy looked at her and said, I didn't think you could get any more attractive based on what you just said, as though that's something to be glamorized. And she just called it a cheat day. She said she did it at least once a week, and she said when she does it, she goes hard, basically saying when she binges, she eats as much as she possibly can. Quite literally, that's what she said. This is disordered eating 101. This is a disordered eating behavior that could lead to an eating disorder. It's very, very dangerous. So many people struggle with this on a daily basis. It's one of the leading causes of death in terms of mental health. Eating disorders, it's a major problem. I wanted to, number one, thank Jessica Biel for being so open about it, but I also wanted to make this video because while it almost appears to be like a good thing and like something to be revered in the way that it's discussed on this panel, it's not. It's a real problem. You shouldn't be overly restricting yourself to the point where you want to have binges once a week that are uncontrollable. I would much rather you enjoy your favorite foods in moderation on a regular basis than restrict, and have uncontrollable binges once a week or so. If you want to have a healthy relationship with food and lower body fat percentage, something that you can be proud of and be more athletic and overall healthy, you don't want to be binging. It's a serious mental disorder. It is a serious negative relationship with food. If you're a parent, I promise you that is the last thing you want to pass on to your children. It's not something good for your children to be seeing, and I guarantee you it's not something good for you to be experiencing. If anyone watching this has gone through eating disorders, please leave your own stories in the comments so that maybe others watching who don't relate to it or don't understand, maybe they can read your comments and stories and know it a little bit better. Big thank you to Jessica Biel for being so open and honest and having so much candor in expressing this. And I hope that for you watching this, you understand I'm not picking on Jessica, I'm not picking on anyone on the panel. I just wanted to objectively discuss what I was seeing because I do see it as a major issue for people to be glamorizing this binge eating, which is actually a very dangerous habit to get into. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you don't already. If you want help with your own nutrition, I actually have a free calorie calculator. It will tell you how many calories and how much protein to eat every day in order to lose fat sustainably, not binge eating, not overly restrictive eating, but a very sustainable calorie deficit to help you lose fat in a sustainable, enjoyable manner that gives you balance to your life. If you want that free calorie calculator, the link is in the description. Have a wonderful week. I'll talk to you soon.